Well, good day to you. Hope everything's going all right in your world. And you have a good day, evening, morning, wherever you're at. On my last video, I was talking about how I got started, where it all started at. I was blessed to be brought into a great family. 2 excellent older sisters and older brother. Mom and dad that, we had a good life. We're not wealthy in any shape, form, or fashion, except my family. As we grew up, you've seen when we sit down to eat at the table, it's always called turning thanks. To some, it's called saying grace, blessing the food. I guess Appalachian, it's a turning thanks. So anyway, that's part of what we grew up with, knowing our parents prayed and went to church. And the reason I'm bringing this up, as I got older, when we grew up working the farm, you was taught to go down there. The time I was 12, my mom could leave me down there by myself, hook the tractor up this hard, tobacco ground, go down and rake hay for my uncle or my papa or for us. It was part of who you were. It was responsibility. It's something you took pride in. It was, how many people do that to their kids now? They don't want them to work like they did, or a lot of times you just ain't got time or patience to teach them anything. So they're losing out, I think, nowadays on a lot of that stuff. But when I was about 12, I come under conviction, which means, Jesus knocked at my door of my heart, going, hey, you're exactly right. That's what we call it. I'm not sure what else you'd say. There was a preacher years ago, which Brother Tony's passed on. He'd always say, now, Brother Rex, when you start to tell something, make sure you give your testimony. Give it first so people know where you stand. So, I couldn't decide on the last video to start with it or start with the other one. But I figured explaining red shoes, how the idea and theory come up, would be best. And this is my testimony of being 12 years old, following our conviction. Being at church, they'd have a call, come up to the front. If you've got something laid in your heart, you need to be saved, and I just couldn't do it. Bashful, shy, backwards, afraid what people look at me and think that's just, the devil on me. But, I really was that way. I guess my non-talking was at that point, bashful and shy. Of course, I left that I left that years ago. But anyway, at the age of 12, I'm sitting here, at night, afraid to go to sleep. We was raised, heaven or hell. I was afraid that I was going to, die in the middle of the night. I'd wake up in hell. I knew I was under conviction. And, when you're at that age, as you're younger, you think of things, how to explain stuff. And I would try to make myself feel better, go, okay, there's a hospital here in town, a little small place. And there's a set of swinging doors that you had to go in when you start into out of the lobby into the main part of the hospital. And it said, any child under 12 must be by a parent or a guardian. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking this is on the way of heaven, Well, I'm just 12, so I'm still a kid. Even though I'm getting convicted and knowing I need to do something, I'm still trying to convince myself of this. So anyway, it was, I believe it was a Sunday night. I'm laying in bed, that's that bunk beds, and I'm just like afraid to go to sleep, the whole 9 yards. And across the hall, I could look at my mom and dad's bedroom. Well, my mom was in there reading the Bible. She always read the Bible at night, and as we grew up, and she'd say her prayers and stuff. And so, I mean, it just kept on. So I got out of bed, walked in there, and said, Mama, I'm lost. And she says, well, tell me. I said, well, I'm afraid of dying, afraid I'm going to hell, and I don't want to go to hell, Mom. And, I'm really, really worried about this. So we sat and talked about it for a little while. What I truly felt, what I thought, whatever. And we got down and prayed. But once we stood up, I got up praying. Mom's happy and I'm happy. From that point on, I've never been afraid of death. I've always known where I was going to go. And, I've took a lot of the blessings in my life that God's given me, blowed it off, done whatever, lived of the world, in the world, however you want to put it. And I still stumble and fall. I don't think nobody's perfect, because that's the reason the Bible speaks of it. All men sin. And you just do the best you can, but, we're human. We screw up, we make mistakes, ask forgiveness, and try again tomorrow. But the reason, I guess what I'm asking of you now, how do people look at you and see you? I mean, my kids, family and stuff, if we go out to eat, don't matter where we're at. Don't matter if it's fast food or a very nice, elegant restaurant. Before we eat, we still bow our heads and we still pray. We get together for birthdays and holidays. It's still a part of our life because we was brought up and raised that way. Our children are the exact same way. Do you do things like that? Do you pray before you get home? Do you pray when you're out in public? Are you afraid to? Or, how do you live your life that way? Do you also wonder, I could see my mom in there and knew my mom prayed and read the Bible, but seeing her do it made that much more of a difference. Lead by example, however you want to do it, But, are you doing that for your family, for your kids, your grandkids? I see a lot to the grandkids now, because I've got different friends and stuff. Seems like they're having to raise their grandkids because the kids have went off the rail. But also I've seen some of the grandparents go off the rail here recently. So I don't know. But I guess that's my question to you. How do you act? What do you do? Is the people watching you, they truly gonna believe what you said? Plenty of times most people probably wouldn't. Because the way I've acted and the way I live my life, and hey, that's on me. But as you get older, you realize a lot of stuff, that's what is important to you. It ain't always the fancy cars, the phones, TVs, houses. A lot of times I see a lot of people who have all the material wealth in the world, but they literally have no family and stuff. And that's the sad part, because they're so busy chasing the world, they left all that behind, didn't think they needed it. As you grow older, you realize you do need it. Well, at least I do. Maybe you don't. Yeah, but I've been blessed. Anyway, that is my testimony, my second video. I'll see about trying to do another video soon, drop that in. I'm not sure how far any of this will go. Maybe 3 or 4 videos I'll ever be, I don't know. The other stories about things I've seen, things I've known, or as I like to say a couple of times, high-fiving Michael at the pearly gates going, hey, and him going, now you go back. You ain't done yet. But anyway, smile, laugh, pray, not only for yourself, but friends, family, loved ones. And just remember, the sun's going to come up tomorrow. It's awfully dark during the night, but it'll come back up. And pray the good Lord takes liking to you, but not too soon, as a friend of mine used to say. Have a good evening, good day, wherever you're at. May the good Lord bless you. Love y'all.